Right. I've always felt like dudes that are real homophobic, I've always figured that they're gay themselves. Because if you're straight, you don't get bothered by gay people. I have gay friends. Like, my friend Jason Lee is gay. I've had dinner with him, just us. Like, what I'm saying? We talk, we're friends. I went to his award show. I don't care if he's gay. I'm straight. Right. Like, it doesn't matter to me.
My thing with my stance on that has always been a little different when it comes to homophobia, right? And this is something with the gay community that's always bothered me. And I'm gonna put overly gangster dudes into the mix as well, right? So it's not the fact that they're gay that bothers people. It's the antics, right? Because the only thing that makes you gay is the fact that you sleep with members of the same sex. But you being loud and rambunctious and walking around like Saucy Santana, that's not the gay part. The gay part is the sex acts that you engage in, right? So, but what happened is they wear that identity along with their homosexuality and say, and when we have a problem with that, they say that we're being homophobic. So on the same token, I have a problem with dudes who are extra gangster. It's the same level of annoyance. It's like, bro, you don't gotta do all of that, right? Because honestly, I don't care if you're gay. I have gay friends. One of my daughters is homosexual. I have a gay daughter. You know what I'm saying? So that's not my problem. My problem is you don't gotta wear it on your sleeve. Like, just be gay and go home with your boyfriend. You don't gotta be loud about it. That's the part that's annoying.
I know Don Lemon. I've interviewed him. We run into each other. We keep in contact. You wouldn't know that he's gay unless he tells you that he's gay.
Right, because the gay part...
But he's got a whole husband at home.
Right, the gay part is actually private. Right? You don't have sex in the street.
Right.
So that's the gay part. The extra stuff has nothing to do with being homosexual. Even the way they do their voice. You're doing that on purpose to let us know, hey, I'm gay. But I think that's the part that annoys most people. And when they speak out on that, they call them homophobic.
Well, but do you think it's maybe kind of like peacocking, like they're doing that to attract other gay men? Like, let them know, hey, listen, I'm on this side. In case you are too. Maybe even if you're on the down low, like, yo, this is what I'm about.
And it's 100% fine for them to do that. But when somebody has a problem with it, to label them as homophobic, and I think a lot of people have a hard time articulating what their actual problem is. Because I think most heterosexual men don't have a problem with anybody being gay, unless you're Jamaican. Right? Yeah. I think most heterosexual men don't care. I think it's the antics that bother them. And now we have this, it's like, hey, it's a lifestyle. This is my identity. Listen, the only thing that makes you homosexual is the fact that you sleep with members of the same sex. The fact that you're loud and you gotta let the world know that you're gay means you're annoying. You see what I'm saying? That's not the gay part. So I'm not homophobic, but I am annoyed by all of the extra stuff. That's my
You're
stuff.
not homophobic, you're annoyophobic.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Annoyophobic.
Right, and when you bring that up,
I'm scared of annoying people.
Yeah, they say, oh, you don't like me because I'm gay. I'm like, no, I actually don't care. I don't care. You don't gotta let me know. You don't gotta tell the world about doing crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Walking around in here and makeup, you don't gotta do all that, bro. You're not even transgender. You know what I mean? Like, transgender people actually suffer from what is it called? What's it called? Gender dysphoria. That's a thing, right? But if you remember back in the 80s and 90s, there were men who just were called what? Cross-dressers. They were just weirdos.
Culture Club, Boy George.
Right, and those men have inserted themselves into people who actually suffer from gender dysphoria. People now call them trans. Like, don't call me sir. Don't call me ma'am, I'm a sir. No, bro, you're a cross-dresser. You're a cross-dresser. Those people didn't go anywhere. They just inserted themselves into a cause that has nothing to do with them.
Well, some of your lists are kind of interesting. One of which is the top 10 worst rappers of all time.
Oh, he went back.
Yeah. Do you remember this list, or should I refresh your memory now?
I remember who the worst was. But yeah, refresh me, because I think I did that list, like 2019 maybe?
It was a while ago.
All right, let's see.
I'll break it down.
Okay.
And you know what's funny is that, the first person on this list, when I interviewed him, I actually brought it up to him in the interview. No, not from your list, but just in general, because people have been saying this.
Oh,
the
number
first
one.
person on your list, is Silkk The Shocker.
100%. I stand on that.
Silkk The Shocker. And I remember when I did an interview with him, I said, hey, what do you feel when people say that you're like the worst rapper of all time and stuff like that? And he kind of just sort of laughed it off or whatever else. I'll be honest, like I've been listening to your stuff forever. I've always liked Silkk The Shocker. But when I started looking online, it seemed like a bunch of different sites would do like these worst rapper of all time lists. And for some reason, they'd put you on these lists. Like honestly, and I guess you were accused of being offbeat and stuff like that, which I don't really see, because I looked at it as more of a style thing. Why do you think that so many people take shots at you like that?
I don't know. Like you said, I think I was offbeat. But what's funny is, I think what's funny is nowadays they want me to be offbeat again. They like, oh, Silkk, you be old Silkk. You know what I'm saying? But I think I had my own style, which I don't think is right or wrong. So, and if you go back and listen, I had a chance to listen to my own music. I'm like, wow, that was pretty good. But at the time, I didn't really care about it. I was just doing my thing, doing my best. But when I go back listen, I'm like, those are pretty good songs. Now, I had my own lane once again, so I could never call another rapper horrible, because we all have a different own style. So if we all have the same style, then creativity wouldn't be good. So when I listen to my old stuff, I'm like, I had my own lane. The worst rapper stuff, I don't know what makes that. I do see that, but I'm confused on who gave them a chart that says, look, I sold a lot of records. I sold more records than a majority of, almost a lot of rappers. So I don't know what can say, I'm worse or Smiles worse. I don't know, whatever, but it's opinion though. Back to that.
Silkk The Shocker has not made anyone's top 10 list that I've ever met in my life.
Silkk The Shocker is pretty bad, bro. And then I remember he said something that even reconfirmed my thoughts on him, because he said that he was doing it on purpose. I think he said it on your show. Like he was doing it on purpose, the whole offbeat thing. Now listen, shout out to Master P for putting his family in position, because he actually did what I would have never done. If my brother was trash like that, he wouldn't have ended up on any. I would have gave him something else to do. He would have been, or in accounting. He would have had a role in my company, but I definitely wouldn't have made him an artist. So Master P is a little more. He's nicer than I am. There's no way Silkk would have been a rapper on my label.
But to be fair, he was on a few big songs.
For sure, but look who your brother is.
Yeah.
Without Master P, there is no Silkk.
Okay, and then we have a tie. Lil B and Chief Keef.
Yeah. The reason, Lil B, definitely. Lil B made it cool to be whack. And he doesn't get his credit. He's actually a pioneer. Lil B is super. He was like the first rapper to really do the dress thing in a big era. He was the first one to do it. He was the first one, but he was just a YouTube guy. Chief Keef has always been terrible lyrically, but the reason why I had to put him on the list, because of his he really influenced the world. The world, like Chief Keef stamped no lyricism, talking about whatever, and just straight killing, and everybody can. It's easy to do what Chief Keef does. So he's not just that bad because of his lyrics. His influence also.
I don't think it's easy to do what Chief Keef has done.
I mean the lyrical content.
Chief Keef has some bangers.
No, I mean the lyrical content.
Like Love Sosa, I love that song.
No, listen, I love Chief Keef.
Great song.
So when I'm saying rap, I mean his lyrical content. His lyrical content is very easy
great
to do.
Song.
Yeah.
Great. These are great songs. You throw them up in a party, people go crazy.
For sure. So will I. However, the lyrical content is what I mean, how easy it is to do. That's the easy part. I remember he had a song called First Day Out. Bro, I sing this song in the shower. It doesn't mean I like it. It's just that bad. It's fun to sing it because it's like, started off the day with a blunt of herb, walking up the road to say what on earth. I'm like, bro, he's saying absolutely nothing, bro. It's a fun song, and I like Chief Keef. I do like him. But lyrically, he's trash, bro. Trash. But I do like him, though. Two things can be true. You can be a good artist and a bad rapper. And I think he's that.
Well, I'm totally disagreeing with you on this one. Lil Flip.
Oh, Lil Flip's terrible, bro.
I think Flip is dope. I've known Flip forever. One of the coolest dudes I've ever met in the industry.
You know what?
He has great songs, and if you look at some of his later stuff, he actually does get more lyrical and so forth. Like he actually has, lyricism that he's developed over time.
Now I know Lil Flip started out as a freestyle rapper.
Right.
I know that, right?
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I'm the guy who gets extremely annoyed by certain things, and it stays with me, and it will take over my brain. If I did this list over, I'm pretty sure it'd be different. Because like I said, this was 2019 I did that list, rambling on a podcast. It's a line he said, when he said, I'll treat you like milk, I'll do nothing but spoil you. Bro, that is one of the worst bars I've ever heard in my life. And I hate that bar so much that I made him one of the worst rappers of all time. And I'm gonna keep it real. That is what put him on the list. That bar.
That bar?
Yes.
I've heard worse bars than that.
That bar just it was the cadence, it was his mannerisms. Like we were supposed to go, whoa! No, bro. It was one of those.
I mean, look, I think most people, and I would probably include you in this list, unless you tell me otherwise, thinks that Cameron is a really dope rapper, right?
Yeah,
dope lyricist, dope rapper. But then he had that computer's Putin sound, that one line that people still kind of make fun of. So it's like every rapper has some whack lines here and there.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're whack rappers. I think Cameron, like, in terms of lyricism, I would put him probably top 10.
Really?
Yeah. Cameron, when he gets in his bag, like in his prime, like Cameron was a beast. You couldn't really get on a track with Cameron and hold your own. Like that was a tough feat.
Speaking of Cam, we just signed a business deal.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I'm about to go on. That's my home. Yeah, we just actually signed a deal. So
okay, yeah.
We just
I was just on the show a couple months ago.
Yeah, we just signed a deal together for the podcast. Yesterday, actually. We just signed.
Congrats.
Yeah, so Cam's my business partner, so I ain't gonna say nothing about it. But Cam said some corny shit before. But I think Cam overall, I think what made Cam, even with the computers Putin, that was so original. That was his style. Just the doubling up on it. That was just his thing. Everybody got their thing.
Yeah, right. I don't think anyone was like, ooh, yo, bars, computers Putin. It's like, I think he would probably look at that and go like, yeah, not my finest hour.
Yeah. But
he's got this catalog and he's got this body of work that's amazing.
Right.
Right. But yeah, that one bar, people gave him a hard time over.
Yeah, Lil Flip, that bar is what did it for me. Who else I got on
there? No argument on this next one. Magoo.
Rest in peace. This is before he died.
Yeah.
This is before he died. Yeah, Magoo definitely horrible. But rest in peace to him. He was horrible though.